Heed well my words, for I am Mentor, guardian of Lord Tome. I will tell you a time past of darker days when the realm was saved against all hope, for I fear the darkness is about to return. The sinister forces of Zargon, an evil sorcerer, had swept all before them. At the sight of the black banner and the massed hordes of dread, even the bravest warriors of the realm fled. The land was laid into waste, and all peoples despaired. There then came a mighty warrior, prince from the borderlands, Rogar the Barbarian. He bore a glittering diamond on his brow, the star of the west. Hope returned, and people flocked to his standard. Leaving their hiding places in the hills and forests, other great heroes joined him. Durgan, the fearless dwarven warrior from the world's ends mountains. Ladril, the elven fighter mage from distant Elathorn. And Teller, the wizard whose sorcery was to save Rogar on many occasions. For many years Rogar trained his army, being careful to avoid open battle with Zargon's general until all was ready. He even harried Zargon's supply lines and wiped out countless orcs and goblins who had allied themselves with the evil sorcerer. Then came the day for which Rogar had waited. His army had grown strong and was well practiced. Camping in the high passes, Ladril saw the dread host from afar and bade Durgan blow to call to arms on his mighty horn. Rogar's army poured down upon the enemy from two sides, and the battle was joined. Many foul creatures and good warriors perished that day. Yet as the light of the day faded, it was darkness that fled the field. But the victory was not absolute. Both Zargon and the evil sorcerer's general escaped beyond the Sea of Talons. And even now, they plot their revenge. Soon, their plots will be ready, and the realm will have need of a new Rogar. But where are the heroes to equal him? You have much to learn if you are to become as great as Rogar and his companions. I will help all that I can. The book I protect, Lord Tome, was written when time began. All that ever was and all that ever will be is recorded in its countless pages. Through Lord Tome, I may guide you, but I may not intervene, lest a greater evil befall the world, and the evil forces of Zargon triumph forever. The fire burns warmly, but casts little light into Mentor's study. The flickering shadows only hint at the vast number of books and scrolls that fill the many shelves. Slowly, Mentor walks over to the fire. Well, my friends, your training is complete. You are not yet true heroes. You have yet to prove yourselves. But first, let me tell you of Zargon. Many centuries ago, Zargon was my apprentice. The young sorcerer worked hard and learned quickly. But impatience devoured Zargon, who wanted to learn more powerful magic. I spoke of the dangers and cautioned patience, for in time my apprentice would become a great sorcerer. But Zargon could not wait, breaking into my study each night to read my spellbooks. The secrets held within them were great indeed. Upon learning this secret, Zargon fled. When I caught up with Zargon, I found my former apprentice greatly changed, having pledged allegiance to the great powers of dread. Fool! Zargon saw magic only as a shortcut to power and paid no heed to the terrible price that would have to be paid. I tried to reason with Zargon, but to no avail. The evil sorcerer laughed in my face and then unleashed a terrible spell that I was hard-pressed to counter. For many days we battled, but Zargon had allies stronger even than I, and I could not defeat them. In the end, as we both weakened, Zargon fled and sought refuge in the northern dread wastes. There the evil sorcerer licked battle wounds and honed skills, conjuring ancient powers with which to overthrow the realm. I must observe and measure the strength of Zargon's magic. The powers the evil sorcerer had called upon will destroy us all if I relax for this vigil. Zargon's legions threatened us once before. Then it was Rogar who aided me and defeated them. Now they are on the march again. Already they have assailed the borderlands. The realm must again look for heroes, and to this end I have trained you. Each of you must complete 14 quests. If you do this, you will be acclaimed as champions of the realm and dubbed sovereign knights. Only then will you be on the road to becoming true heroes. I shall speak with you again on your return. If you return. The Trial. You have learned well, my friends. Now has come the time of your first trial. You must first enter the catacombs that contain Felmark's tomb. You must seek out and destroy Varag, a foul gargoyle that hides in the catacombs. This quest is not easy, and you must work together in order to survive. This is your first step on the road to becoming true heroes. Tread carefully, my friends. Welcome back to RP Gamepire, and today we're going on the trial. We have 4 amazing heroes, and first to talk about is the amazing Barbarian, and his name is none other than, if I can find it, Izar. Izar the Barbarian, and Izar the Barbarian, they're known to be the greatest warriors of all, but beware for magic. And magic, your sword is no defense against it, basically. No, I did not read that properly, but translated it correctly. Then there's amazing Dwarf, and she is known as Alda. And Alda, the dwarves, what made them so special and unique is the fact that they're good warriors and have the unique ability to disarm traps without a toolkit. This is very important. To do so, you must avoid rolling a black shield on a combat die. Alright? And at this point, Izar is like looking at everybody and going, I hope you guys can carry your own weight, even though he is, from all the group, the most, in health-wise, has the best body point and also the damage output in attack dice. Let's not ignore now the wizard, who's pretty much giving me a stare down right here, and he's saying, oh, what about me? He's named Raceland. Those are followers of the Dragonlance series. Should know who's Raceland, the greatest of all wizards. And anybody, there's a little mystery also, I can't pronounce his word, that's for Forgotten Realms, but we're deviating here from amazing Heroquest. You have the ability to cast many different spells, and that makes them as powerful as the barbarian, but they're very weak, for they cannot have any armor. And their only weapon is a dagger, and they can throw the dagger, and once they throw the dagger, they lose the dagger. They can't carry large weapons, obviously, so they're not into battle mages. Therefore, you can cast your spells wisely and avoid physical combat where you are weak. So, also very important, when you cast a spell, well, there's no mana in this game. There's no, oh, you can cast again and cast again another fireball. Once you cast a spell, you cannot cast it again on the same quest. Now, if we're lucky, we can find items and treasures that will allow us uniquely to be able to do something as such as cast twice a spell. But in this case, we can't. And amazingly so, we have a Warlock also with us, another caster, a Wisp is her name, and she, unlike the wizard, has a better attack die, so she casts, spells, but also has a wand. And the best thing about that wand, it's a ranged attack, okay? And that means she can target anybody that she can see in the line of sight. And she casts spells too, and also to remember when she casts her spells, now some spells are pretty much, absolved based on certain natural die rolls, and we're going to go that through the game. Now, this is the trial. It's the first objective and mission of the campaign, and I'm not here going to discuss much of the rules. If I make any mistakes, do please point it out. This is the best thing that I think only started in the last 5-10 years, that now we know, in this little card set, it pretty much lets you know what exactly the action of a hero can do. Alright? Unlike a hero, enemies do something else, and our major foe is called Zargon, who runs the dungeons and the lair that we are in within. And our objective in this one is to pretty much find the villain gargoyle called Verag, and we must destroy him. Okay? Now, you must also enter the catacombs, and there's also somewhere here Felmarg's tome. Now, it's very important to know there's no traps, and there's no secret doors, Zargon says, and murmurs. So here goes the first round, or the first turn, and here Izar is going to begin. And Izar, as much as you could see his stats, he over here, everybody rolls 2 red dice to see how far they move. So in this case, he moves 6. So what he's going to do before he moves 6, he will do a search. Alright, but we know he pretty much rolled a die, which is fine. It won't break anything. So let's see what's the first treasure Izar pulls. And he pulls, well, amazing. Barbarians, they can only be crazy. Wandering monster. Wandering monsters basically means that there's a monster that happens to appear and spawns right beside the wonderful hero that spawned it while he was searching the room. And when you search a room, you don't wander around the room. You just kind of glance around and move some things here and there. And that's what happened. In this case, in this scenario, the trial, the wandering monster is the orc. And the beautiful thing about this kind of cards, they go back into the deck. Okay? So they're not like thrown out as much as I would like to. Okay? Now, orc appears and it attacks you right away. So we not forget that he has a movement of 6, but before he could move his 6, which we rolled, the orc comes, and the orc, he rolls amazingly so 3 dice. So he does 2 damage. As you can see, the skulls represent damage, and now, amazingly so, Izar can only defend with 2 dice. And what do you know? He amazingly defends both hits. The orc swings, the barbarian glances at him and stares him down. Nothing happens there. And now, well, you see, at this point, he already did his action, which is search. And he can happen, to move and complete his movement of 6. There is no attack of opportunity in this game. Opportunity attack or attack of opportunity. So in the end, all he does is just move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll open the door. Oh, sorry. Isa doesn't like to be pushed around. So he looks around, 5 and 6, and as he goes down the hallway, you know, he reveals another door, not far from his peripheral view. Okay, and there it is. That's the other door. Now, found something very, very important to note before Alda does her turn, and that is that she cannot search as long as there's an enemy on board, or in her space, should I say. Not on board, but in her space, in her locale. And she's in that room. They just happen to come up the stairs. So let's see what happened. So Alda, sorry, will move. Oh, it has to roll. And she rolls a 6. And 1, 2. Okay, she's going to come right here. And she's going to roll her dice. And she has a short sword. Yes, it's awkward for a dwarf to be carrying a short sword, but that's happens to be her weapon. She rolls 2 dice. And she swings and walks. Oh, little dwarf. And the orc has nothing to do. There's no retaliation. And neither is the orc going to do anything because he didn't get hit. And that's not a good start. Now we're going to have Raceland do something, and we're going to see if Raceland wants to cast a spell at this point, but I don't think he will. You know, instead he will decide to keep his spells for maybe later. And instead, what he's going to do is going to risk something, and he's going to come in, and with his dagger, he's going to try to pretty much stab this orc. And, well, the orc only has 1 vitality. So if he gets lucky, well, he kills the orc. And he makes a hit, as you can see. Now, the only problem is the orc has 2 dice to defend. And the orc does not defend. And although Raceland is not an amazing wizard, only he also is a slayer of the orcs. And he kills them outright. The orc dies, and, well, pretty much nothing else happens. I believe I made Raceland move without rolling the dice, but it doesn't matter. 7, and it wouldn't have changed anything. And don't forget, you can only move in adjacent spaces, never diagonal. So the orc has been slain. Raceland has completed his turn. And now it's Wisp's turn. And Wisp, what she's going to decide to do is simply roll the dice to see how far she can run. But before she does that, she will try to search also the room and see what she finds. Oh, she finds jewels. Alright, she found 50 gold. Now, the amazing thing is when you find this kind of treasure, you do not return it to the treasure chest, the treasure loot, because, well, you want more chances of finding baddies. So, in this case, she found 50 gold coins, and we're going to put that right here. Now, it's party gold, really. You could always share it, or, because she's a good friend. Now, she's going to roll to see how far she runs. And she wants to run. So 7. So she's going to go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And she's going to stop right here. Now all the allies and the party has done their turn. It's Zargon's turn. And there's that eerie silence of nothing occurring. So now it's back to Izar's turn. And one thing is for sure is, even though there's nobody that's pretty much, it's not going to go by, a turn order, as long as everybody makes their 1 turn, if you understand. So, and I understand. Let's play. All right. So he's going to roll the die just to see what's going to happen. So he rolls a 4 and a 3, and that makes an amazing 7. And what he's going to do, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to stop right here. Okay? And he's not going to open the door because this is a group decision. You know, it's going to slow down how they search the catacombs labyrinth, but supposedly there's surprises out there for us, and the smartest ones are those that play defensively. And in this case, the barbarians say, as much as I'm aggressive and like swinging, it's good to have my party around me. So he's going to wait. So the next thing is Raceland's turn, and Raceland is going to roll to see how far he goes. But before he does that, he's actually going to do what he didn't do before, which is search. And he's going to search to see what's there. And as he does, he finds a potion of healing. And that's very, very good. Okay, potion of healing is usually you roll one die, and pretty much whatever results you get, you know... Oh, I don't know what this is. You know, whatever roll dice you get, you pretty much will acquire in health. So let's see, where is Raceland here in this? Okay. And Raceland has a healing potion. Healing. Okay. So that makes it for Raceland. And Raceland's going to roll to see how far he goes. And that's 4. Oh boy, you heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's saying, I'm at the door, but I ain't going anywhere. Now Alda's turn. And she will also search the room, look around, and she finds a potion of strength. So that will give you 2 extra combat dice. So a potion of strength for Alda. That's good. Now we know you're tough after all. Tough girl. Alright. Potion of strength. Alright. So that's pretty much what she finds. Sorry for that, Alda. And she's going to roll to see how far she runs, and hopefully she runs better than the others. Ooh, she rolled 11. Alright. And... Ooh. There's an earthquake going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she will stop right here. You don't see much of it, but I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. A little bit closer. So you can see a little bit better of what will transpire in that amazing room. Okay, so, well, we all know what's going to happen now. It's Sargon's turn. Everybody has taken their action, and not much to write about. So now that everybody has done their turn, it is back to the allies in the group, and sadly so, Raceland is way behind, but I don't think at this point Izar cares. He's like saying, I had enough. And being his turn, he says, well, I'm going to open the door now. And Izar is right here, and as he opens the door, he will reveal what is pretty much hiding behind that door. Well, the room is revealed, and to our surprise, well, we have orcs. Orcs! Attack! Okay, don't be too excited. Let's roll the dice and see how far you can go. And by revealing and opening the door, it does not cause an action. So there's 5. So he will move in 5. 1, 2, 3, and he's going to move right between them. So take the center of attention so they don't attack anybody else. And he's going to attack this orc. Don't forget, they only have 1 body point, so you just need 1 damage. Pretty much, but it's good to have more than 1 damage. So he rolls and he gets, I talked too soon. There's only 1 damage. So the orc defends with 2 dice. And the orc does not defend. Barbarian. He gets slain. Okay. And he turns to face the other orc, but can't do much for now. It's Alda's turn, and she's going to roll to see how far she goes. And she goes 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And she rolls. She has the potion of strength, but it's not worth to use it. She's going to roll her dice and take her chance. And she rolls 2 hits. Now, because she could only roll 2 dices, unlike the 3 of Izar, because she has 2 attack due to her sword weapon. Okay, and that could change based on equipment she might obtain in the future. Now the orc can only defend with 2 dice. And he defends. Because this is what he requires to defend. And he happens to defend. And that ain't fun. Okay, so now that Alda went, Wisp says before Raistlin does his turn, she's going to try. So she's going to roll first to see if she can get herself into that room. And she has no problem to enter that room. 1, 2, and pretty much, you know what, she's going to stay here at the doorway, kind of, and use her wand, which is 2, right? And she has 1 hit again. I mean, she has 1 hit, and the orc does not defend. Oh, little girly girl got me, and he got killed, and he's off the board. Whew, board cleared. Well done. Now, Raistlin, if hopefully he can leave that room and catch up with us, he rolls a, sorry about that, he rolls an amazing 9, so he's going to leave that room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'll have him here, and his action will be to search the room. So let's see what happens when he searches the room. He happens to find 50 gold also. We're getting rich. Okay, so let's see what Raistlin is. Raistlin, my man. He has a healing potion and 50 gold. You have not used your powers yet, my friend. Okay, so we're moving right along, and now it's Argon's turn. Silence. All right. Izar's turn now, and Izar will do his turn. And pretty much, luckily, he was not hit or struck. So he is safe. So he's gonna, we gotta roll to see how far you move. So 5, he rolls 5. So he's gonna do a 1 right here. And because his allies are nearby, he's not that scared to open the door. And when he opens that amazing door, he will happen to reveal. So the room is revealed. Amazingly so, there's an abomination. And a little goblin. Goblin, nothing to worry. Abomination, problem. Because they're very defensive and mindful. So that is a little problem. And also, unlike the orc or the goblin, they have 2 vitality or body points, which means we need to cause 2 damage to them. So he will continue his movement into here, and he'll come in between just to make sure, you know, that all is good. But he's going to strategically remove the toughest of the opponent, and that is, I mean, the least toughest, but the most nuisance is the goblin. So, unlike others, he rolls 3 die, and that goblin moved too quickly for Izar. Ugh, ugly little creature. Alright, you miss. You suck. Okay, so then it is Alda's turn. And Alda, what she will do, she will just happen to move in. Oh, gotta roll the die. Alda, 7. She has 7, and as she moves 7, alright. 1, 2, 3. She will try also. And she will roll 2 dice. And she has amazingly hit twice. Now the goblin has only 1 defend die and doesn't defend. So in this case, dwarf. Yeah, exactly. Well done. Now, a little problem. So let's see what we could do. We got the abomination, which is really tragically annoying. So we're gonna try something and see if Wisp or Racing can do something with this abomination. So Raceland tells Wisp, let me go first, for he has an idea. That worries Izar. And he rolls a 7, so he will go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what he will do, which is kind of risky because he's in the face of the abomination, he will cast the ball of flame. And what he does, it will inflict 2 body damage, which will automatically kill the abomination, but the abomination gets to roll 2 red dices. For each 5 or 6, it reduces 1 damage. Don't forget, a spell casted is a spell lost. So in this case, this spell is lost. So, let's see. And in this case, it did not. And it takes 2 damage and the abomination has been slain. And Izar turns to him and says, amazingly so. And surprisingly so, also, Aldous happens to remind that there's a door right here. But it was a good teamwork, and Raceling has aided the team. Now, Wisp, nobody has searched really here in this room, and I don't think they're interested as much. Wisp will just rush into the next room, we'll try to at least. And she has 10, so she will easily do so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and she will open this. Ooh, sorry, I'll push you into the wall. Alright. And as she does that, she says, you know what, I want to search this room. And as she searches this room, she finds the potion of defense. This is pretty much at any time you get 2 extra combat dice. The next time to defend. Alright. That's good to know. Potion of defense for Wisp. Now let's see where Wisp, our amazing Wisp is. And Wisp. Potion of defense. That's amazing. Now the group has ventured much forward, and the eerie silence of Zargon beseeches the group. Nothing occurs. And it's back to Izar's turn. Sorry. Izar will do his turn, amazing barbarian. Not knowing where the group may lead to or may go to. But they will take the risk. And let's not forget the wall here that blocks the passage any further. So is there a wall there, a wall here, and there's, well, pretty much a whole wall there. So let's see what happens. Izar will roll, and he rolls amazingly so a 10. So he will step out of the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as he steps out of the room, and several things have occurred. At this point, there's a door that is noticeable right here. And as he, well, I don't know why, but he ran this way, and there's much to accomplish and search this way too, even though this item is right here. He ran this way, so I guess he wants to search this room before he ventures any forward. And as he goes there, there's this door right here. Alright, amazingly so. So, he has accomplished, he has done his turn. Luckily there's no traps or anything. So he's going to tell the group, follow me, you slowpos. Alright. Crazy barbarian, Alda says. And she's about to go and run after him. 8. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two that we appreciate. Alda. Okay. And the next one is, well, either the others didn't search the room, and I don't think they bothered to search much the room. So Wisp did, Raceland didn't, so Raceland's going to do first his search. So he's going to try to, wait a minute, he did search, and he found some. No, he did not search. It was Wisp. So let's see. He's going to search first the room and see what he finds. And he finds, holy crapola. When you are searching, a hidden arrow shoots from the wall and strikes you. You lose a body point and and your turn is over. Return this card to the bottom of the deck. Alright, Raceland. You're a straggler, but then again, you did good against the abomination, so I'll limit my criticism to you. Raceland takes 1 body damage, so he goes from 4 body points to 3 now. Luckily, he's carrying a healing potion. Not that he needs to use it. Alright. Huh. Well, Wisp, you already searched. All you could do is, unless you go to this room and search there, but we're going to limit you to pretty much move forward with the team, and she will just roll at this point, because Raceland just got himself stunned. 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she will just stay right behind there. And no, we're not going to bother splitting the group. And not that we care much to see what's here. Alright. So, what happens after this is pretty much Zargon's turn. And Zargon is just... that silence is what Zargon is. So... now it is back to Izar's turn, and Izar will roll his die and see where he ventures. He got 4, whew, just what he needs. 3, and he says, I am waiting for you. Slow pose. 10 for Alda, and she's just gonna rush right beside him. Actually, she will go to the other side, giving the opportunity to, anyone that wants. Okay, so let's see. It's Raceland's turn, and Raceland, well, he searched, and tragically what he searched and found was not that great. So let's not go there. And as the group ventures much forward, we're gonna try to show as much as we can of the board. Okay. So, Raceland. Ooh, wrong place to roll. Sorry for that. So, it is 7, and good to note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You made it out of the room. Congratulations, Raceland. And we need you. So now it's Wisp turn. And Wisp seems to be running around the catacombs. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, perfect. Zargon's turn. Silence. Alright, and now it's the hero's turn again. And they feel kind of, should we wait? Should we not wait? Should we wait? Should we not wait? Door is not opening. It's going to be Raceland's turn, and they're going to wait for Raceland, so they're going to burn this round just for Raceland to catch up a bit. So he has 6 at this point, and he's going to rush over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to go for another round. And at this point, now Izar's turn, and he says, let's open the door. Really? Wisp and Alda just stare down Izar and just say at the same moment, you have a way to find trouble, Izar. And lo and behold, look who we have right here, and that is our very nemesis Verag, who is the main objective pretty much to put the trial to an end if we wanted to. But this room is not just him alone. He seems to be there with 2 orcs and a Dread Warrior. And we haven't seen a Dread Warrior yet. And Dread Warriors, unlike the orcs who have only 1 vitality, and unlike the Abomination who has 2 vitality, they have 3 vitality, and they roll 4 defense and 4 attack dice. Now the Gargoyle himself, or should he be known as a Verag, rolls 5 defense dice and 4 attack dice and has 3 vitality. So this is not very easy at all. And more importantly, the mind points of each one, which they could defend against, magic, and that is something that I believe we did not do for the Abomination, or maybe we did, and it did try to defend against it, and in the end, he was not able to defend against it. So he opened the door, and I don't think he has any interest to go in that room. So what will happen here is what is going to be at his defense. He's going to stand there and wait for them to come at him because they have no range. And he's hoping that basically, let me see what items they have. So Alda could give him the potion of strength, and Rayson has the healing. And what does Wisp have? And they're casters, so she has defense, if it ever came to that. So, and the way that the potion of defense works is you get 2 extra dice the next time you defend. This may only be used once. Okay, that's not that great. And then the potion of strength is also may only be once. Alright, so it's nothing that great in a sense. So Izar will just stand there, and so will pretty much everybody. So at this point, everybody will try, the enemies see him and, humans, ugly, attack. And Zargon says, you will, my little minions. Alright, so a little despicable me. Here, and we're going to try to bring this as close as we possibly can with the camera. Again, sorry. And just bear with me as I fix this live. Alright, and there you go. This will kind of center of attention from an angle. And so let's see what will happen in this case. So we have the orc. There is no priority of order of who goes first, but they're all going to attack. So what's going to happen is the orc is going to come, and the orc, they don't have to roll pretty much to see how far they move or anything. So they're just going to move based on their movements, and the orc moves 8 spaces or 8 squares. So he's just going to barge right here. Okay, I'm going to do all their movements first, and then they're going to do their attack. Okay, because there's no counter attack. So he, the Dread Warrior, moves 7, so he's probably going to 1, 2 right here, and ugly looking Verag, alright, he will move 6. I thought as a flyer he would move more. 1, 2, 3. I know they cannot just go right into the heroes. And this orc will also move his 8 spaces right here. So now that they did all their movement, this orc will do his attack because he's the only one that's able to attack. And he attacks, again, like the barbarian with his broadsword, because he has a broadsword too. He will attack with 3 dice. And this is tragically scary. He does 3 damage. And the Izar only defends with 2. And he does not defend, and he will take 3 damage in this case, which is not good. Okay, so Izar goes down from 8 to 5. Oh boy. We thought this was gonna go good. Okay, at this point nobody else can continue and complete their move. So let's see what Izar will do at this point. And Izar, the Barbarian. Okay, but before that, let's see. So Izar will try to okay, so he's just going to do a direct attack of 3. And he amazingly also does 3 damage, but it's kind of almost useless because the orc only has 1 vitality, so, and he defends with 2 dice, and he does not defend at all, and at this point, oh, human strong. Okay, figured that, didn't you? So, now there's several things. The heroes can't go into that room, but that will be, well, suicidal. And this is cornering them and bringing them here. I know it's kind of very, strategically annoying, but it is the case. And only Wisp can pretty much has range attack, and she can do a direct line attack toward Verag. She can't see the orc very well, and she cannot see Dread Warrior. So Alda she has a strength potion, and does she use it upon? Does she use it on Izar? Nope, because we never know who's gonna move first, and we don't want to take that risk. What Zargon will do. So Rayson will just, he's already wounded in some way. And so Wisp will just do her turn. And Wisp, what she has and what she's holding, let's see, she has, I think, the potion of defense. Or, yeah, the potion of defense, 50 gold, and she will shoot at Verag. Now, Verag, don't forget, defends with 5 dices. So, unless she wants to cast a spell, let's see. So, Wisp won't do much in attack this round, but what she will do is cast the spell of Demon Form. Now the Warlock ignores pit traps and may roll 1 extra combat die each time they attack until the spell is broken. And the only way it's broken is if she suffers damage. So, and she regains the spell if she kills somebody. But pretty much she can avoid damage, she can hold the form, the Demon Form, and she, instead of rolling 2, 3, which makes her really, really powerful. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to use that spell on her, and she has, I'm going to put on her just, you know what, just for us to take notice of her greatness, we're going to put this right here. We already know what it is, hers. Okay, so, and okay. So she has Demon Form, the Warlock. And that's what she did. Now, Raistlin, yeah. Raistlin, what he will do, because he's a little bit worried here, well, okay, so what he's going to do, because he's going to cast the spell of Water Healing, and this spell may be cast on anyone here, including yourself. Contact with the revitalizing water restores up to 4 lost body points and does not give a hero more than their starting health. Obviously. So that spell will be used. Okay, and pretty much we're gonna go back to Izar. We're going to remove his damage, and he's going to have his 8 vitality still. Solidly so. Thank you, Raistlin. And it's worth using it because pretty much, well, the max is 4, right? And, okay, so we lost 1 vitality and regaining, but we want to keep Izar in good health. Everybody did their turn. Everybody's good. Everybody casted. Now it's Zargon's turn. Kill him. The orc rushes in. And he blocks the way of the warriors and even Verag, who seems very, very annoyed with his little fledglings. And the orc attacks. And don't forget, the orc attacks with 3 combat dice. And he does 2 damage. and Izar will defend himself. Izar did not defend himself as usual, and he will take the 2 damage. He goes from 8, and he goes amazingly 6. Alright, stands his ground. Nobody else can do. Zargon just is annoyed. Izar's. So it's Izar's turn, and pretty much Izar will do what he knows best. He will attack the orc with his 3. Oof, he does 1 damage, and he only needs 1 against the orc, but the orc defends with 2 dice. And the orc does not defend, and the orc dies at the hands of Izar. Oof. Now it becomes dangerous because now it's only them 2, and whew. So what Wisp will do first, okay? And Wisp, don't forget, she has casted that spell, which allows her 1 extra combat die. She already rolls 2 combat dice, so that will be 3 combat dice. And the only way she cannot do that is if the spell is broken when the hero suffers 1 body point of damage. And that will not be possible, so that's good. She should have done it early on. She would have had 3 dices, you know, from the start. So let's see what she does in this case. Izar, she's attacking that. And she does 2 damage to him. Now, this is the scary part, okay? She does 2 damage to pretty much Verag, but Verag has 5 defense dice, that's the scary part. And he will roll, and he defends only 1. So let's remember that Verag has 1 damage, and we're going to do that by pretty much symbolizing this right here. Alright, we're going to put that right there so it's noticeable. And that does for, and the way I know he defended only once because he has only 1 this, and they only can defend with that. Whew, amazingly so. Now, Raceland, what are you going to do, Raceland? And what are you going to do, Alda? So let's see. So that puts the end of Izar and Wisp's turn, but Alda has a potion of strength, and Raceland has a potion of healing. And they can't move because there's the wall right here that pretty much confines them to that place. So, but she can move. Okay, so she's gonna roll to move to give Raceland a chance to come in and use that potion. So she's gonna move, or she can move a lot. So she's gonna move away a little bit. So 1, 2, and that's Raceland's turn. And Raceland's gonna say, "Okay, I'm gonna try to move in," and he easily moves in. And Raceland is gonna use the potion of healing, which means he will no longer have it, and he has to do it on our amazing. Okay. Yeah, he's going to use the healing potion for now. He's going to wait until, even though he has the line of sight, he's going to wait until the enemy comes here. He's going to really have line of sight at this point when the enemy comes to the door. But he's going to use the healing potion. It's 1 red die. So you roll 1 red die, and whatever it is how much you heal. And at this point it's 4, as you could see. And yeah, so he's going to heal. So we're going to have, where's our amazing barbarian Izar? Whew, it's really a waste because he has still his 6 vitality, but I'm being kind of a little bit too overly cautious, one would say, and I'm going to give him back his vitality, and he's going to go back to 8. Okay, so let's see what happens in this case. And Alda has a potion of strength. Well, she's going to give the potion of strength to Izar. So, it's an action, but she can use it also on him, so in the next turn he has it. So you know what? Alda will use the potion of strength on Izar. Okay. We got it going on here. And so far the spellcasters are holding a fort, and they didn't waste any of the spells, and I can't wait to see what Raceland will do. We better watch out. You don't know a Raceland's coming to town. Alright, okay, so what's gonna happen is now he's healed. Now, also on top of that, he has the potion of strength, so he rolls extra 2 dice when it's gonna be inside. He's gonna roll 5 dice when pretty much Verag the vegan comes for him. So that ends everybody's turn. Verag will step in at this point, pushing aside his Dread Warrior because he's annoyed at this point at what's going on. He's already taken 1 wound and he has only 2 left. And he's going to strike at Izar. So let's see what happens. He rolls 4 dice. And as you roll 4 dice, as you could see there, he does 2 damage. And 2 damage. And Izar rolls 2 rolls for defense. And he defends only 1, so he takes 1 damage. And Izar just says, yeah, I thought you were tough. So where's Izar again? And Izar will go down to 7. Wasn't so bad. So, let me go, let me in. Can't do much. Now, my friends, it is Izar's turn. And Izar gets 5 dice to roll, you know, because he has the potion of strength. And the potion of strength, if one remembers, that Alda has used upon him is you can drink this strange smelling liquid at any time, enabling you to roll 2 extra combat dice. You know? So, at this point, he obtained the potion. And he has just used it. Okay? So, smelling liquid at any time, enabling you to roll 2 extra combat, and the next time you attack. This may only be once. So, on the next attack, he will be able to use it. And at this point, Alda corrects him and says, I just gave it to you. I didn't say you could go and use it right now. Well, he just drank it up. And now it's going to be pretty much, and he's going to stay there. He's not going to move aside. Raceland is going to go and, before Raceland is going to do his move, Alda is going to roll to see if they're going to move. Follow me on this one. Alda is listening right now to Izar, and Izar has an idea. Move aside. Let the spellcasters come closer. With their vision of sight, they'll be able to attack Verag and maybe destroy him. So she's just gonna move aside right here. Alright? And more importantly, when she moves there, alright, nothing is inside, no doorways, no nothing, and she feels safe. So now it's going to be Wisp's turn. Wisp says, before Raceland does anything, let me go in. And she says, 3. Shoot me. Well, that was waste. Alright. But that doesn't stop Raceland at this point to move 3. So he's just going to come on this side. Okay. And just point out as he sees and stares down Verag with, eyes are holding the fort. That really sucked. Okay, so Raceland says, it's all to me. And this spell puts a monster... So he has options that he could do. And let's see what options he's going to do. He's going to review it and look at his library of powerful spells and cast one. So what amazingly Raceland will do is cast the Tempest. And what it will do is pretty much any creature will be stuck in a whirlwind, and that monster of your choice misses its next turn, and I think Verag will, and that horrible little ugly looking gargoyle. So we know next turn it can't do anything at Zargon's turn. It's just going to be a wall pretty much blocking the Dread Warrior from advancing. So doing that does very, very good. Raceland did its turn. Wisp is pretty much useless at this point, you know, and it is now Zargon's turn. Zargon, well, pretty much, I can't avoid it. Tempests. And pretty much is now the hero's turn. And right now, he will roll Izar his amazing 5 dice. So let's see how much of a damage he will do. And he does, in this case, 3 damage. That's amazing. And that 3 damage. But we have to remember also that the gargoyle, who has 3 vitality, can defend with 5 dices. And he only defends once, and at this point, he has been slain. Oh, objective is made. Zargon squirms, and you hear a real shout and trembling little ground shake. And that made Zargon very, very upset. Well, Isaac screams out, shit happens. Alright, and he did that, and he can move at this point if he wanted to. And I would do that. So, you know what? I'm going to bring him into that room. He could move after he attacked. So, let's see what he's going to do. He moves 8. And he only wants to move 1, 2, 3. He'll stand right here. And he says, ring it. And that's the good thing. Luckily, we didn't split our group down there. Okay? Because staying together was the smartest thing. Right, guys? Iser says. Okay. So now that they did that, Alda will try to go and do its turn. And hopefully she can move. And she does. 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She'll stand right here. And she will attack with her short sword. And let's see what she does as damage. It's only 2 dice she rolls. So let's see. And she does 2 damage. Yet, Dread Warrior has 3 vitality, by the way, and has 4 defense, so it rolls 4 dices. Oof. It takes 1 damage, so it defended only once. And we'll keep the marker to remind us that it has 1 damage of the 3 that it takes. Alright. And that was pretty good. That was solid. And that will end her turn. And you know what? At this point, she's very dangerous because she rolls 3 because she's in demon form. She says, let me advance. And she rolls. Oh, she's so awesome. Only 3. What a useless tart. Okay. But you know what? She can angle him. So she's going to go 1, 2. And she's obviously right here, but she can, from this angle, pretty much see the Dread Warrior and attack him with 3 dices. Don't forget, the reason why 3 dices is because she's in demon form, and she only strikes once. Oof. All right, and he rolls in defense 4 dice. And he doesn't defend at all, so he takes another damage. Whew, Raceland, can you do it? Don't let me down, wizard. Raceland moves in, and unlike the wisp, moves much better. And 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna move right here. What he's gonna do, because you only need 1 more vitality damage, so let's see the spell that he's gonna cast. Well, it's going to be the Fire of Wrath. This spell may be cast on any one monster, blasting it with flames. It inflicts 1 body point of damage unless the monster can immediately roll. Alright, let's see. He rolled a 1, and amazingly so. Oh, wizards. Yeah, you got nuked, dude. Alright, and that kind of puts that to shame. And I gotta amazingly say, the group has done, and Zargon is again very, very upset. But the group has completed its objective, but they can explore any further. And they should, as per the story says, Feldmark's tomb is somewhere. So if they want, they could search for it, or they could pretty much venture back to the stairway and leave the catacombs, and leave knowing that they defeated Zargon's Varag Gargoyle. So let's see what can do. Zargon's silence. And now it's the hero's turn, and Izar, what he will do the first search, and if he does the first search in the room, okay, he will find 120 gold coins in the treasure chest. Well, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? 120 gold. Okay. Now that he did that, well, pretty much Alda's there, and Alda says, I want to search the room. And Alda searches and finds a gem of 35 gold. $35 gold. And now the next one, well, we're gonna have Wisp walk in, and 3. Oh my god, what's happening with your legs today, Wisp? 1, 2. She's gonna stop right here and just do a search. When she searches, she's also gonna find 35 gold. Woohoo! We're getting rich. We're gonna go on a shopping spree. Okay, 35 gold. She has already 50, so this is not bad. 35 gold. Okay, and now Raceland's gonna search too. He's not gonna do anything, and he searches and he finds 25. Ah. All right, 25. Raceland. 25. He has also 50 already. 25 gold. Okay. Okay. Now, none of them have pretty much moved except Wisp. So, they could roll out of there. And Zargon could come up the turn, but Zargon's just letting them know, like, you guys can leave, you know, but you're gonna be missing out on some more gold. And the heroes think about it. They kind of passed the trial. They defeated the main villain of this objective, and they feel there is no reason to further explore the catacombs. Gold. Look, you freaking dwarfs. We did what we had to do. We're out of here. So, Izar is not waiting. Neither cares. Rolls a sweet 9 and runs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then it's Raceland. Actually, no. That was the same turn. They just oh yeah, no, they did that. So Raceland is going. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And last one is Alda. 3. Oh, amazing. So, what's with the girls today? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Zargon's turn. Zargon is very upset. Well, I ain't gonna do much there, eh? So, it's ooh, door broken. And Izar is persistent, even though Alda is telling him, come on, let's do something. So he says, okay, we'll check out this room. Comes right here and waits. Alda rolls this time at 9. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's gonna wait right here excitedly. So Wisp, hopefully roll, and 7. Wow. Okay, so she moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she stays there. Raceland now rolls, amazingly so, a 7 also. 1, 2, 3, and he stops right there, and he stands by and waits. Now Zargon feels like he's been duped, and he feels that the heroes are escaping and there's nothing he can do to stop them. But with Alda's whining, Izar will check the one room to the passage toward the stairway. And let's see what exactly awaits the heroes down there. Let's move the camera so we can see a little bit better, in a sense of what's the room will unleash on the heroes. So, at this point, it is now the hero's turn, and Izar said, hell with it. He opens the door and slowly reveals what awaits the heroes on the other side. As Izar reveals the room, he stares down Alda and says, well, any other bright ideas? You know, as he reveals the room. And at this point, he'll stay there and attract and corner the foes as he reveals 2 dread warriors. And amazingly so, we're going to try to get, now that they did all their turn, it is pretty much going to be Alda's turn, and Alda is going to stay there. And Raceland can see the foe. What Raceland will do is he will cast the genie and summon the genie. And the genie, well, pretty much rolls 5 combat dice, which is amazing. And let's see what damage does Raceland do. And at this point, I think you could say 3 damage is well sufficient to kill the Dread Warrior, but let's see if the Dread Warrior is able to defend himself with the 4 dice that he gets to roll. And he is able to withstand 1 of the damage, so it takes 2 damage and has 1 vitality remaining, and hopefully someone will be able to end him. And this is we're talking him because he's the line of sight with Raceland. Let's see if Wisp can somehow manage to sneak into that room. And 7 she has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see if she wishes to cast a spell, or she wishes, or she wishes to pretty much, she already has a demon form, so she's not going to cast anything. Instead, she's going to roll 3 dice and try to eliminate this foe. So at least eliminate 1 from the room, and she barely makes it with 1 hit. Now, amazingly so, and the Dread Warrior defends against her. But at this point, they were not able to do anything. So now it's the Dread Warrior's turn, and at this point, she's in trouble. Because Wisp cannot take any body point damage. If she takes any body points, she will lose the demon form. And she has also, by the way, only 4 vitality. Okay? Now, this is the enemy's turn, and she can do something that's very amazing. It's called the enemy's turn. Cast a spell on an enemy's turn after you have suffered damage. So once she will suffer any damage, she does reduce that damage to 0 and move instantly to any unoccupied. And if she has no damage taken, then in theory she doesn't lose her demon form too, one can argue. Alright, so she will cast that if she takes any damage. So at this point, he's going to be the first one to move in. 1, 2, and he's just going to move it 1, 2. They could probably kill her. So she's going to cast, pretty much if she takes any, she takes any damage. So let's see first if she takes any damage, that is. So let's not forget, she rolls, obviously 2 defense dice, but the Dread Warrior rolls 4 attack dice. And, is that 4 damage? No, it's 3 damage. Sorry for that. That was scary for a moment. 3 damage. And she rolls 2 defense dice. And she defends... Wow, she defended both of those damage. So she doesn't take any damage from him. But now she's going to have to defend against him. Don't forget that spell only gets casted if she takes any damage. So he's gonna roll 4 and 3 damage right there, and she gets to defend only 2. So she's obviously gonna take 1 damage, and she defends only 1. So she takes 2 damage. So in the end, she takes 2 damage. She casts that spell, which let's not forget, she takes no damage. And she moves instantly to any unoccupied square. So she suffers no damage. That's good. Very, very good spell. Okay. And she's gonna just wisp out of there. And she says, I'm saved. Whew, that's dodging once. You know, that's an amazing, amazing ability in my opinion. Now, moving right along, we got them two, and the door is kind of ajar. It's going to burst open because I think Izar is all upset and worried about Wisp. And she's saying, I'm fine. So let's see what happens now with 1 vitality that's left, or 1 body point that's left on this Dread Warrior, and full on that one. So he's going to try to pretty much eliminate that with 3. So he does 2 damage, right? And they defend with 4. And did not defend at all. Oh, crazy barbarians. And well done, okay? Now him, he doesn't feel like he needs to move, but he will move in, okay? And he has enough to move in at 8. He will just move into the face of this warrior to get the attention. And now Alda will try to move in, and Alda rolls a 3. Oh boy, here's special. 1, 2, and 3, and she takes a swing of her. Even the Dread Warrior is laughing. What is a dwarf doing without an axe? She rolls 2 dices, and she does 1 damage. Whew, useless tart. Okay, and 4 rolls, and he pretty much defended. As you could see, 1 roll of defense right there. Now it's Raceland's turn, and Raceland's pretty much gonna roll, and he has a 5, and he's gonna move right here. And at this point, he could launch his dagger, but lose the dagger. And I guess he doesn't have a dagger for the next mission, because it just doesn't make sense if he lost it by using it. So he's going to try to see if he could cast something, you know, instead of just making an ordinary attack. So Raceland will do something that's amazing. He will put the enemy to sleep. This spell puts a monster into a deep sleep, so it cannot move or attack or defend itself. The spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by a monster rolling 1 red die for each of its mind point. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. And Dread Warriors have 3 minds, so they have 3 red dice they can roll, or 3 chances to break the spell. Alright, so this one is going to be sleeping, and thanks to Raceland. So, Zargon's turn. And, awaken, awaken. Well, nothing. And now, so, at the next turn, which is, as it says, then the spell is broken. May not be used, okay, so, On a future turn by the monster, rolling. Okay, so it's the future turn of the monster. So let's see if it breaks the spell. So far, no, that's no, and 1 die more because, and it's again no. So that allows now for Izar, who's right there, to take a free shot. And he can't defend. So that's 2 damage, and I think that's from the last foe. So 2 damage, and now Alda is gonna strike at it. Actually, you know what? No, Wistful. She rolls 3 dice, don't forget. She does 3 damage. He can't even defend. There you go. 3 damage. She did. He is gone. And the silence comes back. So Alda will search the room, but there's nothing in the treasure chest. Zargon fooled them. What's new? Raceland, on the other hand, will... Oh, he did his spell. So now everybody did what they had to do. So now it is their turn. Zargon can't do anything. It's the hero's turn. And everybody's turn. So first thing is first. Izar will check. He gets the heroic brew. Okay, you are surprised to find a leather bag hanging on the wall. If you drink its contents before you attack, you can make 2 attacks instead of 1. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, heroic. That you are, my friend. So, let's see. Izar, you are heroic. Okay. You got the heroic brew. And let's see. Now, and then he's going to roll to get out of there. Let's leave this place. And he rolled an 8. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 that we appreciate. Izar. Yay, Izar. And now she will also check into the room and see what's hiding there. Oh, wandering monster. What? You had to do that, didn't you? And she pulled a wandering monster, which doesn't go away. Let's put it in the bottom of the pile as best as we can. And there's an orc. Ugly orc that pops and gets a free rolling attack. It rolls 3 dice, and it pretty much does 1 damage only, but damage is damage, and she can't take a damage because she will lose her thing, and she defends that 1 damage. Luckily so, she doesn't take any body damage. She keeps her demon form. She avoids that, but now she has a problem because she has this ugly looking thing. She searched, and now Alda has to pretty much come and fight. And oh boy. So Alda is going to come closer, and Izar is on the other side. He's right here. I don't know how he ended up there. And at this point, she will try to attack with a 2. Whew, that's not fun. And she does 2 damage. But he defends, the orc defends with 2 dice. And defends 1, but it's still dead. So, it's gone. Phew. I got a point for every time I kill one of you obnoxious little orcs. That'll be 1 rich dwarf. So, that sucks. She attacked. She moved and attacked. Raceland will just... At this point, do you want to search? Really? Do you want to search? Oh boy. Okay, greedy as we are. Oh, another wandering monster. Oh, you greedy little bastards. Okay, no more searching for you guys. You guys are terrible. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Before vitality, I'm not happy you're back. Hopefully I get to defend. And oh crapola, 3 damage. So, and 2 defense, and defend 1. So, take 2 damage. Where is Raceland? Anybody else with a bright idea? So 4, 3. Ooh, was injured. How did he get injured? Anyways, so at this point, 2 damage. Well, you have 1 damage, so it's 2. So 1. Oh boy, Raceland, get out of there. So now it is. Well, pretty much all the heroes have done their turn. It's the orc's turn. This is not good, and it's gonna attack Raceland. Oof, 2 damage. Okay. And at this point, and I take 1 damage because I defended on 1, and the other one I did not defend. So I have 1 vitality. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, let's not complicate this more than it is already. Thanks to you guys, I'm here, and you're all there. Okay, so Izar, blast away. And let's see if you can cast anything. Is there anything left? Fear. This spell causes anyone who wants to become so fearful that Their attacks are reduced by 1 combat dice. No, let's kill the bastard. Alright. So, and she does only 1 damage. Whew, how convenient. And he defends with 2 dice. And he does not defend, he dies. Nobody searches. Nobody searches. Nobody searches. The orc is gone. And let's roll to run for our lives. That's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the next one. 3 and 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is going to be tedious. And at this point, they have all made their objectives. They have completed it. They have not explored the catacombs completely for their trial, but they've successfully managed to explore and locate, thanks to Izar, who took the risk of going to this room and pretty much find Verag, the ugly-looking gargoyle. And we managed to obtain some quests, some funds, gold, more like it. And let's see what the heroes decide to pretty much purchase before we move on to the next objective. So quickly, let's see what the heroes have. So that's 75 gold. We have 120 gold here, 35 here. I think the heroes have pretty much a very good amount of gold accumulated, you know, all together. So let's try to combine that and see how much gold in total the heroes have. 315 in gold. So let's see if the heroes have anything in a sense of equipment, and they could go shopping in the equipment store. Alright. And the treasury will get reset. The heroes get to keep whatever they have except for the gold spent. The heroes decide, based on what they have, the gold and everything, they will hold on to their gold, and which is 315, and they also will be able to, between the quests, reset their body points and move on. Thank you. Please subscribe. I hope you loved the adventure with Izar, Wisp, Raceland, and Alda, and I hope you stay on for the second quest and the second adventure. Thank you.